I'm a math professor, and here's an idea for an ice builder, not an icebreaker, an ice builder for your first day of classes. The idea of an ice builder is to know less about the students that you knew going into the classroom. Okay, so you write 4 questions on a piece of paper. Each question, the answer is like 1 word, and you give that piece of paper to one student in the classroom. That student is going to answer the questions without reading out loud what the questions are. So that student is only going to say out loud the 4 answers, and you're going to write all 4 answers on the board. Now, the next student, the student sitting next to the first student, now has to answer the questions without seeing the page. So just based on the answers of the first student, the second student has to decide what answers would make sense to these hypothetical questions. Once the second student answers the questions, then they get to see the page with what the questions actually were. And then a third student will answer the questions without seeing the page, just based on the answers from the previous 2 students. And also, after they answer the questions, they get to guess, like, what was the question? And if they don't get it right, they just say, nope, that's not right, moving on. So for example, in my math class today, my questions were like, give me the first name of a famous mathematician. So the very first person said Emmy, because of Emmy Noether. And then the rest of the class were like, okay, so that's a first name. Maybe that person's nickname is Emmy. So some people responded their own first name. Some people started like getting the idea that, oh, maybe it's the first name of a mathematician. So they said all their names of mathematicians. Anyway, I loved the chaos. The second question was, what's your least favorite math topic? The third one was, what's the topic that you are the weakest at in my class, abstract algebra? And the fourth one was, give me the name of a theorem or a paradox or a hypothesis, but do not say theorem, paradox, or hypothesis. So the very first person said pigeonhole. So everyone was like, what the hell? The answer is pigeonhole to what question?